This is Ozarks Fox AM.
Good morning. Welcome to Ozarks Fox AM on this terrific Tuesday. I'm Jeremy Rabe, and would you please welcome, I'm so excited, my dear friend, anchor extraordinaire, Christine Dawes.
Oh, thank you.
It's so good to see you.
Past anchor extraordinaire so long ago. It was hard to
How
even
long
think
ago
about.
was it?
It was 13 years. I was telling you when you asked me to do this, I said, I don't think I've done live TV for 13 years. And everyone was like, it's like riding a bike. I said, well, we'll see. We'll see if it is. I may crash my bike. So just be prepared.
Here, let me put the training wheels on. There we go. There you go. You won't crash, I promise. No, it's so much fun because you're used to TV. You used to do it.
A little bit.
You don't anymore.
Nope.
And we used to do infomercials together.
That's right.
Which we'll get to in the next block.
Yeah.
But we've been friends, and your husband is Joe Dawes.
That's right, and Joe used to anchor here, so he's well known in the Ozarks. He anchored for a long time. He's older than me. I like to tell everybody that. So he was doing it for a lot longer than I did, but yeah, he did. And then we had the lucky privilege of co-anchoring together for a while at a different station, but just interesting to co-anchor with your spouse. I'll just tell you.
Do you recommend that?
Not highly. No, it was fun. As I was telling you back in the room, I was like, you know, it was interesting because when you co-anchor with a spouse, you're on for work, right? You're in a certain work mode, and you may have different like work personalities where that doesn't always, you're not the same. And then, but you go home and have to be your spouse personalities, which are different too. You know, it can't be.
Wow.
So it's just when you're like the people you're closest to, can you imagine bringing your work persona to them and being like, this is how, like if one of you's really like cut and dry on work and one of you's like kind of loosey-goosey, it's kind of different, you know?
Very good point.
I know.
I don't even think I'd want to bring, you know, really close friends or close family members here because I'm like in a zone when I'm here.
Right.
And it's not like even when I have my mom come on.
Yes.
I love my mom.
Yes.
I was like, Mom, I gotta get stuff done.
Right. Like,
you know,
I can't talk about family dinner on Sunday. I have to get things done. But, which is fun for a little while. Like, don't get me wrong. But I think it's an interesting challenge, you know, it was an interesting experience. And we both laugh about it now. So
I want to pretend I'm Joe for 1 second. Here's what I picture, okay? I picture you guys sitting there getting ready to do this. And you're like, and in breaking news, did you get the story? It's okay, what are we having for dinner tomorrow?
Run the prompter.
No. Okay, now, breaking news, there's snow coming to the Ozarks.
Yeah.
Did you make dinner last night?
That's right.
When's about dinner?
Did you get the diapers? Who's picking the daycare up today? Are you getting them at 6? Like, so it was like
I thought you were getting them.
No. What the heck? I put it on your calendar. Yeah.
That would be challenging.
Yeah, so you're kind of back and forth. But it was fun, and you know what? It's so fun to be here, and you guys have a great thing going. It's super bright and lively.
I'm so honored, because when I text her, I was like, I'm going to take a shot in the dark. I'm just going to text Christine and be like, what do you think? Because I didn't know your life is so busy now, and we're going to get caught up with you in the next block about your family, your kids, your new job, and your new adventures in life.
Yes.
But I was like, you know, I was telling some other friends, like, you know what, my friends have really showed up for me during this time to help out until we get a permanent co-host. So I appreciate you guys so much.
Of course.
Seriously.
Anything. No, I was so glad you reached out because, you know, like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, right? Like I haven't done something, I'm a little uncomfortable with it, but I love challenging myself that way. I think a lot of people do, where they're like, let's just do it. And then how do I tell my kids to like go challenge themselves if I am not doing it? So like, I'm going to try it.
Lead by example.
That's right.
Lead by example. All right. And you got to meet our morning anchor, Jen, this morning.
Jen, good to see you. Yeah, nice job. You were like so smooth, just the reading. And I remember I was like reading and reading. You're just reading and reading and reading and reading and like not a blip. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. And especially when you're by yourself, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more challenging. So
for sure.
Is your microphone on?
Is my mic on? Can y'all hear me? Yeah. It's
okay, there we go. Sorry, they didn't have you on.
Oh, okay. RF1 is what I got. Yeah, it's a little bit different being by yourself. If you're used to being by yourself, it's challenging doing it with somebody else. And when you're used to doing it with someone else, it's a challenge doing it by yourself. You know, just a different skill because you have to be on at all times. Yeah.
Take a breath. Take a drink of water. Like when do you get those breaks? Yeah.
Well, the breathing.
Most challenging. By the way, Christine and I are playing a teleprompter game later in the show.
I love that. Okay.
Because we're like, hey, let's challenge Christine 13 years later. Because I still worry about mispronouncing things that I'm reading because...
Oh, yes. Especially names.
Yeah. Yes.
We do birthdays.
Cities. I'm still terrible at cities.
Yeah. Birthdays. I have to check the names for birthdays sometimes because if it's a last name you've never seen before, you know, it's like, how do you pronounce this?
Can I ask you really quick about a town in Missouri that I still can't get right?
Go ahead.
Bodar?
C-L-E-V-E-R.
C-L-E.
Clever.
Clever.
What do you
Thank
want
you,
to
because
call
in
it?
Texas we have a cleaver.
Okay.
It's like Nevada, Nevada.
Is there a Circe or Circe?
A Circe. Circe, Arkansas.
I want to say Circe because I knew someone whose last name was spelled just the same, pronounced Circe. So I want to say Circe, but it's Circe.
Yeah, it's Circe, Arkansas. That's what I'm.
Lebanon.
Lebanon. Yep.
Lebanon still gets me sometimes.
You know what? We're human. We make mistakes.
Yeah, and then when you're on autopilot, and if you're not like really thinking about it, your brain just says whatever. You know, you're not even thinking about what you're saying sometimes, and then it's like, oh, what did I just say?
Little pronouncers, like after words. You know, sometimes we do that as journalists or writers. We put little pronouncers in, and they can trip you up. You know,
The pronouncers sometimes make it worse. Yeah, for sure.
They do.
Oh man, do you guys like Seinfeld?
Yes, loved it.
Really?
And you know what?
Yeah.
It's not one of the shows I rewatched. I just started rewatching it recently to see if it held up.
Right,
you know?
right.
Okay, so you guys are kind of fans. You like it?
It was, yeah. I remember Friends was on before it, so I was really
Yes.
I'm a Friends watcher.
me too.
And my daughter loves Friends, so we're rewatching it. I think I've seen every episode like
yeah. Well, here's a gift for Seinfeld fans. Somebody's pretty cute. So Fisher-Price introducing Little People figurines featuring the iconic Seinfeld cast. So the set offers 4 figurines of the characters, and they go on sale Monday. You can get these just in time for Valentine's Day is what I told Natalie. And she said, what a romantic gift. But yeah, I mean, it's cute, you know, for adults. A little gift for adults.
In your life, yeah.
You know that's going to sell out before we can even.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Freaking out, Jerry. Or I can't do Cosmo Bear.
Kramer.
Cosmo
Kramer.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cute.
Do you think it's held up, Seinfeld?
You know what? Okay, honest, I watched some reruns and I was like, and I thought my kids would think it was hilarious, and they didn't. And I was like, oh, this is 1990s humor. Oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. But so I liked it, but it wasn't quite as magical as I thought it was.
Okay.
If I'm being honest.
I get it, and I prefer later seasons of shows versus earlier seasons.
Yes.
Like even the early season of Friends, I skip over season 1.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Golden Girls, I skip over season 1.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah,
that is interesting because typically it's the opposite. People will like the feeling better of the vibe of the show, and then when it changes. But that's interesting.
No, I think they've gelled by then. I like the gel.
I wonder if it's with comedies, because they weren't quite in their groove.
Yet.
But if we watch like a Grey's Anatomy, we hate the later seasons. We have to watch the earlier
That's true, though.
seasons.
You're right.
Yeah, so for drama is a little different.
Give me Meredith and McDreamy.
Right, just all day.
Just saying.
You're right. Yeah, that makes sense. It depends on the type of show, I guess.
Maybe.
Do y'all play any instruments?
Ooh, piano. My mom made me take piano lessons for 4 years when I was younger. So, but I can play like 2 songs.
Oh, okay. I love that. You learned how to play music.
Piano by ear. My grandmother taught me to chord.
Amazing.
So I could chord some church hymns for church, and that was it.
Very good.
Impressive.
Okay. How about you guys try playing piano for 24 hours for us?
Oh, wow.
And break a world record.
Nope.
No.
2 guys broke a world record
Do it.
in Germany playing accordion. Here they are playing accordion for 24 hours. They started at noon on Saturday, kept going until noon on Sunday. They did take 5-minute breaks every hour to drink water, and they had an audience. People could also watch online. They went for 24 hours. Playing accordion. They said, one of them said, my shoulders hurt, my fingers hurt, I have blisters on my fingers. One of them said, it was fun most of the time, but sometimes it wasn't fun. But the audience helped them out a little bit, kept them going there.
I've got so many questions about this.
No, were they raising money? Did you say that?
They just broke a record.
Oh, they just broke a record. Okay.
That would be a good opportunity to raise money. Maybe they should have. Maybe they did. I don't know that information.
Jen,
but that's a good idea.
The 5-minute water breaks, were they also bathroom breaks?
I'm sure they were.
They had
simultaneous.
They were simultaneous breaks.
I mean, they had 5 minutes
Input,
to do
output.
whatever they wanted. They could eat, go to the bathroom, do whatever. 5 minutes every hour.
Okay, you know what's funny about that? I mean, piano, you're sitting, but that is like that is a haul, man. You are doing a CrossFit workout.
It's a workout, right?
Shoulders.
Ooh, look at that.
No, I can imagine. That's so sore.
You're
cut. The other question I have is, I'm just going to throw it out to all of you and Natalie. Who wants to listen to an accordion for 24 hours?
polarizing. That's a polarizing instrument.
It is. I like a good polka song, though. You know.
Yeah.
You come in, you leave.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like
the thing.
a flow.
They had to be there for 24 hours. The audience could come and go.
Okay, then that makes more sense.